So in 2018, I was building my polytunnel up in my field, and I built it in May of 2018, which was the same time that my mum went into hospital. My Facebook account was hacked and it was changed, and all the dates on it were altered. So I started leveling it all out and everything in March, leveling the field, and then I started building the polytunnel in May of 2018. Mum went into hospital on the 21st of May 2018, and she died on the 23rd, but I saw her dead and she was identified on the 24th of May 2018. But all of my Facebook account was hacked, and all the dates were changed by my brother. He also changed the date of our last Christmas together, and he changed the picture on it and switched it. I'd messaged him in 2020 to say how weird I'd found it that he didn't come for Christmas 2015 onwards, and he then the following day he changed my Facebook account and he switched a picture for a picture from 2014, which was the last time that him and his boys came for Christmas, and his wife, but in actual fact he wasn't there in the 2017. He just switched the picture, and I've got that as well, and it's on my Ian's Field of Greens 2021. If any of you would like to go back, I mean, it's all on there. I put it on, if you go to playlists, Ian's Field of Greens 2021, and go for WKMM, Who Killed My Mum, and I put it onto all of those things before. Now, all of my pictures were changed, as I say. This was when I was levelling the ground, or a tractor in levelling the ground, building the polytunnel. It's all changed, and all the dates were changed to the 11th of June 2019. But I was actually, 11th of June 2018, but I was actually building the polytunnel from the 8th of May, and it was through to about the 14th, and then I was up the field doing other bits and pieces. Mum didn't go in until the 21st. Now, the reason that all of this was changed to the 11th of June was to hide the dates that Mum was in the hospital, and Mum wasn't in the hospital those dates. My phone was also changed to the 11th of June, so I've actually got my 2018 telephone, which my family didn't know I had. But on it, when you take a picture, it shows what date it was taken, the time it was taken, all of that sort of stuff. Now, they changed everything. They had keys to my flat in town. My brother, sister-in-law and father had keys to my flat 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, until January 2020, when I found documents at my father's house that were addressed to me, but in his house, and I knew that he had been taking my mail, which was when I changed my locks. Now, he'd been changing my computer on the 14th of May, the date that he said that Mum went into hospital, but she didn't. I went and had breakfast with her. I was told to go and look after my mum because they had some important stuff to do, Mike, Sally and Dad. And so I was told to go and look after Mum at her house, and I think that's when they changed my computer about. And changed all the dates on things. It's just disgusting. Anyway, so everything's been changed to the 11th of June 2018, including my phone calls and phone messages. They've all got that same date, 11th of June 2018, within the phone calls and within the messages on the phone. It's also the date that my mum's registration was removed. So my mum's name was removed from the GP surgery registration, and it's a date that mum's death was recorded in the GP practice incorrectly. I think it's that same date, the 11th of June. So I think there's 5 strange coincidences to do with what happened to my mum, but a lot of it is the 11th of June 2018, the date that all of my pictures of me building the polytunnel were altered to the 11th of June. Now, as I say, if you'd like to go to Ian's Field of Greens 2021, I tried to report all this. I tried to do the same thing that I'm doing now, but I did it subtly, let's put it like that, or tried to, although I did do a couple of videos for the head coroner, Mr. Philip Spinney, back then, to say, you got the day that my mum died wrong. And it's called Probably Not for Little Kids Part 1 and Part 2. And it's about the date that my mum died and how the coroner got the date wrong. And I say that in 2020 and 2021. Now, this is about when I was building my polytunnel. When I was building my polytunnel, the pictures that I took were on the original telephone from 2018. And when you go onto the pictures, so like this is, just go to playlists. If you are interested in the whole story, you can go to playlists and you can see. Now, this is, if you go to the bottom there, look, you can see 1st of May 2018, and there was a cow standing on top of another cow. It was just a silly photo that I took. And then, I don't know whether, there we go. Then, so I was building the polytunnel, and I go through, and I was building, you can see the date, so the 8th of May, started building it on the 8th of May.
And we put all the metal work in, it took about a week to do. And it was very, very hard work, very long days. As you can see, 8th of May still. 9th of May, still digging holes. They're 3 foot in diameter and 3 foot deep, with a metal plate at the bottom, and then you backfill with the soil. The polytunnel came as a kit for some things. 11th of May, still lots to do on it. 11th of May, sorry about my finger in the way, looking from my new pallet fence to my newly partly built polytunnel, or just the metal work done. There you go, 11th of May again. My pond's filling up.
Now, my mum didn't go into hospital until the 21st of May. They're saying that she went in on the 14th, had an operation on the 15th, and died on the 28th. She went in on the 21st, had an operation, I was told, on my birthday, 22nd. If you are on, bear with me a minute, I'm just going to pause this. So if you're on Facebook, you'll notice that, my friends on Facebook will notice that I've already had a birthday. I'm like royalty, I suppose, where I have my birthday as the 1st of April, because of the fact that what they did to my mum, they did it on my birthday. And I believe that they did it to make it as traumatic as possible, to make me forget what the hell happened to my mum in the hospital on those few days. So I'm not a massive fan of celebrating my birthday. I know this sounds horrible, but my birthday is actually the 22nd of May. But in 2018, this is what they did to my mum, and they did it on that day to make it as horrendous as possible, to make me kind of forget, and it kind of did make me forget, I suppose. So that's why I have 2 birthdays, if you're wondering. But in this, me building my polytunnel, I go through the whole thing of when I'm building it, and it's May to June. Now, my brother came, I rang him on the 28th to ask if he could come and put the plastic on, and he agreed. And he came on the 1st of June to put the plastic on the polytunnel. The 1st of June is the date that my father put on that amended coroner's witness statement, and it's written to Lindsay Ainsworth, the coroner's assistant's instructions. So my mum died. She went into hospital and she died, as we all know, or I saw her dead and said goodbye to my dead mum on the 24th of May 2018. Now, all of these dates have been covered up by my family from hacking my accounts, and including my Facebook account. Now, on here, you can see that it says at the bottom there, 24th of May 2018, 8:42 p.m. Now, I come back from the hospital. I received a message at 6:47 p.m. from my friend Jo, who is the site manager of the Royal Devon and Exeter Hospital. She wrote to me to say how sorry she was to see me so upset in the hospital. Now, I had this really strange experience with this little orb thing. Now, that little blurry shiny dot is the orb thing that I saw on the 24th of May 2018, the day that my mum died, or the day that I saw my mum dead. And I I know this is a bit, I don't know, a bit weird to say, but I believe that was my mum's spirit coming to say goodbye to me, coming to say that there was something seriously wrong. But I didn't know at the time. This was in 2018. I didn't know that we'd been set up. I didn't know that anything about it. And it wasn't until 2020, when I found the document that had the wrong dates on, that I did realise that we'd been set up. And I did realise that on the 14th and 15th of May, when I was asked to go and look after my mum in her house, that they were actually doing something probably in my house to change things about on my computer and things like that, and to put all these hospital records in and to do all this sort of stuff. All the hospital records, there's 222 pages of hospital records in the 2018 hospital record paperwork, written by my dad, brother and sister-in-law. 222 pages. Mum was there 3 days, 4 days, including the day when she was dead. There's no way in hell that you could write that much paperwork in 3 or 4 days. It would have had to have been done beforehand, which is why I say that this was premeditated, that they planned this. But they planned this over a long period of time. They've withdrawn all my mum's money 2015 onwards. In 2013, she was quite a wealthy lady, 12, 13, and by the time she died in 2018, she didn't have any money left to steal because they'd already stolen it all. And I have proof of all of that. I haven't got anyone to prove it to because the police won't do anything, but there we are. But this is the 24th of May 2018, and I had this weird experience, and there's quite a few pictures, and it's on the 24th of May, the day that I saw and said goodbye to my dead mum, that I had this weird experience with a little orb, and it was a beautiful, shiny light. It was tiny, and I describe it on this a lot, but I did this before, as I said, and all of these videos are on Ian's Field of Greens 2021, building my polytunnel 2018, and all the pictures and everything were changed on my Facebook account to the 11th of June 2018. I didn't do all those things until the 11th of June 2018. I did them on the dates that are on Ian's Field of Greens 2021. And as I say, if you want to go and have a look for yourself, you can see that, just for example, that I built my polytunnel and I put the plastic on. Oh crap, hang on a minute, I've got to go back. I put the plastic on the 1st of June 2018, and Michael, my brother, he came and helped. And he helped to put the plastic on, along with his manager from the shop, Andy, and several other people. Here we go, look, hang on a minute. There you go, 1st of June 2018, 8:59, so like just before 9 o'clock a.m. On the 1st of June, the date that my dad signed that coroner's witness statement that he had amended. They all came. Hugh came. Hugh had helped me to build the polytunnel as well. Hugh's the same guy that said that there was a car parked outside my house from May onwards 2020. The registration plate, DNO something or other, Silver Golf, 4 lads, or between 2 and 4 lads every single day. And all the time that I was being hacked, they were parked outside my house. Now, I don't know for sure, but I've got a funny feeling that they were perhaps something to do with the police back then. There was always a police car just down the road, and they'd always stop and talk to them. I've seen the 4 lads that were in that Silver Golf talking to my brother and to his manager as well, and I believe that they were all connected. I actually parked up on Peak Hill. I came back from work one day and I parked on Peak Hill, and I parked 2 cars up from that Silver Golf. And whilst I was parked there, my brother and sister-in-law drove up the hill in their big ute thing, and they went past and they waved to the people in the Golf in front of me. Bizarre. And then when I got home, the Silver Golf was there. So I knew that they were all connected, but it was weird that they were connected with the police as well, Devon and Cornwall Police. And it was the same officer When I reported it, the first time I reported everything in July, end of June, early July 2020, I reported it to 2 police officers in the Honiton police station. And it was that same policeman. He was outside my house every day or down the road in the car park just down the road. And he's the one that talked to those lads in that silver Golf all the time that I was being hacked. But he was there. It was really bizarre. He was there in a plain car all the way through the whole of 2020, 21, 22, 23, up until the point where I rang the police and said, look, this is ridiculous. I know that you're hacking me and all this sort of thing, so I'm going to do a judicial review. At which point in March 2023, I had a police officer come round, came to my house, he came in and I recorded him. And I said, I know that the police have been hacking me. And he said, how? And I said, because I videoed this police officer and it's the same one. I call him Officer Top Knot. Don't know what his badge number is, but it was the same one that I reported Mum's murder to the first time in Honiton police station. And he took the piss, basically. He said, what did they do? Did they strangle your mum? And he went like that, put your arms up. Did they strangle your mum? And he was laughing with his other copper mate. Absolutely disgusting. You're not allowed to tell them off when you're in a police station, but I would have loved to have done because it was just disgusting. It was so upsetting. Anyway, it was that same police officer. All the way through, I've seen them. I mean, that police officer was in the shop more than he was doing his job. He'd park out the front opposite the shop, so he'd park next to the Cornish pasty place. And he'd go into the shop every day. And I was being hacked all of the time. And all these people were hacking me, including the people in the shop. It was just crazy times. And they were trying to get me to shut down Ian's Field of Greens 2021. And it was mad. Like when I put my screen up on my computer, another screen would come up and I'd have to try and get rid of it, or I'd just have to turn off the computer. It was just bonkers. They were trying to change my YouTube account, trying to get me to shut it down. I was getting the most disgusting, vile comments on every video that I put up. I couldn't work out how it was happening. I was being hacked through my phones. I was being hacked through my Wi-Fi, my email addresses. Everything was being hacked. I mean, they would go onto my computer and it would be like I had VPNs and they had the passwords for them. I was changing my passwords every 2 weeks for 37 plus characters, numbers, letters, all that sort of thing. And that's what I was advised to do every 2 weeks. I had books and books where I was just drawing a yellow line through and then write it in and they'd find out what it was straight away. It was just crazy. So, I mean, I don't really have much trust in any of them at all. And the fact that I'm not allowed to report anything to them, even though I've got all this evidence, the evidence that I was being hacked and they were trying to change everything around, the evidence that when I built my polytunnel is on Ian's Field of Greens 2021. It's got every single date of what I was doing and when I was doing it. And it was changed to 11th of June 2018 on my Facebook account. But the fact that I had it on my other accounts, it just proves that they only changed the dates for the whole of May and the beginning of June. They didn't change the dates for March, April. And even in my phone calls, it's just weird. You can see when they switched it over, the actual date when they switched it over, because the messages that I receive from people, they're cut off halfway through a message. Then the next message is like June or something like that. It's just crackers. Anyway, what they've done to hide the fact that they were trying to hide the dates of when my mum was and wasn't in hospital, by doing that, they've proved that it's them that have been doing all this. My brother, my sister-in-law, my father, trying to hide the dates when mum was in hospital. I've got lots of evidence. I've got a phone from 2018 that shows that all of these things were changed, that my phone calls were changed, that my Facebook was changed, that all of these things were changed. I'm just trying to point all these facts out. I've been trying to report this since 2020 when I found out, and since I got the hospital records, recognised the handwriting in the records. They've been trying to shut me down since 2020. I haven't been shut down. I'm still here. I'm still fighting for justice. All I want is justice for what happened to my mum. My mum was murdered. the people, the culprits that are involved in the whole of this are my family. They are the hospital. They are the coroner. They are the GP practice. They are all of those people. They are complicit. And the evidence that I have provided proves it. These people. My sister-in-law, Sally, head chair. My sister. Head chair, Julie Dent. The GP admin, Susan Hailstone, Claire Spinney, they're all complicit. Mr. Philip Spinney, the head coroner. This was part 16. Go and have a look at part 16. All of them. I mean, Sally even admits it in that writing that she put to the court, that that she admits that her friends came on the 24th of June to see her, to have an anniversary, but she didn't put an anniversary party, but to come and see her, and that she found it, they all found it so weird that Ian would think that there was a conspiracy between the NHS because of the car's registration plate, apps for NHS, AP5 for NHS. Well, I did think it was suspicious, and I know that they have all done what they've done to my mum because of the fact that they've admitted to me. And they're right, nobody will ever find out, nobody will ever know unless I'm allowed to report it to the police. And you're not allowed to report it to the police, and the police have just covered it up. So there we are. There it is, part 16. Enclosed are all the people complicit in the murder and cover-up of my late mum, Patricia Ann Parish. And if you go and have a look on my other YouTube channel, Ian's Field of Greens 2021, go to playlists. Some of them are actually private and some of them are public. Perhaps I'll just make them all public again, seeing as I already know that people were hacking me. WKMM, who killed my mum. That actual video there is public, full playlist, 21 videos, and it's about the hacking and about the police officer that was parked outside my house every day for about 3 years. And the car that he was in and all that sort of thing. There's another one there that's private. That's got 12 videos. There's loads of them, but 10 videos. There's another 21. There's lots and lots, and it shows you. And if you go right back, you can see me building my polytunnel. And there's lots of the videos. Oh, that's quite a good one. I did go and watch it for yourself. Ian's Big Book of Oddities. Cars, people acting oddly, like Mr. Snippy Snips, who was cutting holes in my hedge the day before I was going to court. And the day that I went to court, the day before, there was this bloke snipping holes in the hedge and putting his head through. My friend Sarah came and visited me, and when she drove up the road, she rang me. She parked around the corner and she said, "There's a weird man and he's cutting holes in your hedge, and then he's sticking his head through and it's like he's listening to you." So I went out and confronted him, and I put the video of him on there. I call him Mr. Snippy Snips. But there's loads of oddities of all these people acting strangely. The car, the Silver Golf, I filmed that, and that's probably on there, or it's certainly on other things. I mean, there's lots. There's hacking. There's 54 videos to do with the hacking. But go and have a look at it if you want. It's all the same sort of stuff. And it's about... There you go. There's 109 short videos on there, all shorts. And long versions as well. There you go. Mum went into hospital on the 21st, died on the 24th, or I saw her dead. All hospital records have been, and coroners, police won't let me report it. Just tons and tons of stuff. This is all on Ian's Field of Greens 2021. I've been doing this for 4 years. This is the 5th year. Police won't do anything. When you report something, if dates are altered in a record, surely that means that it's fraud, isn't it? And all of this should be fraud, but I'm not allowed to report it. Anyway, this is part 17 of about the police, the hacking, the police hacking me, the cover-up, the fact that I've recorded everything, and I've made I've recorded everything. So all of everything to do with this case, from 2020 when I found out, I've recorded everything, including all the stuff to do with what my father wrote to me, the meeting that I had, I recorded the meeting of me and him, where he says that the will is a forgery and I'll have to take him to court, but it will cost me a fortune. But the will's a forgery. The fact that he stole all my mum's money before she died, it's all in the recording, but it's also written down because he wrote it down as well. It's bonkers. Everything that you would ever need. If you were a police force and you were looking into a murder and a conspiracy to murder and a cover-up, then you'd want all the evidence. Well, I've got all the evidence. What I haven't got is a proper police force that I can report it to. That's all I need. If you are a lawyer in the UK or a firm, even if you're in America, because I know that I have a lot of people watch me from America, if you're an attorney's office and that you're an international attorney or a lawyer's firm, perhaps you could get in contact with me. All you have to do is send me a message on any of my videos and I can contact you back. But I mean, this is crackers. I know what I have to do. I don't have a police force to report it to because they won't do their job because they're involved. And I'm not allowed to report it to the police. I've reported it to them more than 50 times. The police crime commissioner, I've reported it to her twice. I've got all the replies from everybody, from the police, from everyone, saying that they won't look into it. And yet I've got all the evidence as well. It's bonkers. It's bonkers. Ian's Truth Be Told, True Crimes, Part 17. Ian's Field of Greens 2021. Go and have a look at that. There are lots of things. Go to playlists, go through them. I think I'll probably just make everything public again, like I had before. They were trying to shut me down on that. I think I got something like 70,000 views over all of the videos. Go and have a look. Anyway, this is about my late mum. All I want is justice for what happened to my mum. I don't want to keep going through this over and over again. Just want closure, and that's it. Please go and view all of my channels and all of my evidence that I've got. Thank you for watching.